Hi guys, it's Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner, and today I am going to be creating a card that is for an Instagram hop on Friday the 19th. This one is a cancer awareness for breast cancer, so I'm going to be using this brand new stamp and die set from Scrappy Tails, and I have to tell you, I've already made my ribbons. I wasn't sure if I was going to have time to film, and I just wanted to play a little bit, so I went ahead and cut these out of some pink cardstock. So I've got a lighter color and a darker color so that the accents will pop, and I absolutely love the way that it looked, and it was so quick and easy to do. So here is my original with the light pink and then dark pink around the edges, and these layer up perfectly. They go perfectly, just like that. These guys lay up. Let me do it this way. They layer up perfectly. So what I wound up doing is just putting the inserts from this back in the die and layering it up on another piece that I did from the background. So I don't know about you, but I think that this is absolutely gorgeous. So for these two, I cut out two of this and one of this, and I've got two absolutely lovely ribbons to put on a couple of cards. For the background, I'm going to use a piece of pattern paper that I cut out of one of my paper packs that's been in my stash for pretty much forever. And I'm going to be adding, my ribbon on there, and then I'm going to also go ahead and add a couple of the sentiments that are in this set. The set, again, is called Breast Cancer Awareness, and Sabrina has included a lot of really nice sentiments. We've got warrior, you are not alone, you are strong, be strong, keep fighting, you've got this, hope, I'm here for you, and survivor. And I think those are all wonderful. And I just noticed that they are a little bit curved. I'm thinking that is intentional so that they will go fantastically on the ribbon. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide on a couple of different placements, because of course we'll be able to straighten them out as well, because I want at least one or two sentiments on the background, and then I may put one on that pretty ribbon as well. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and just line those up. I'm using a Creative Corner for Misty for the one I'm going to have on the background. And then I think I'm going to have this one. I really like it at that angle, so I think that may be where I'm going to go, but I think I want to move that over just a touch. And I've already trimmed my panel down a little bit, so it is actually the size I'm going to be keeping it, and then I'm going to put it on a card base. But let me go ahead and pick up that first. Actually, I did pick up both of them. I put two stamps down because I'm going to put warrior across the front of that beauty. Okay, I'm also going to go ahead and do a little bit of heat embossing for this as well, give it a little bit of extra. And I think gold will look real good on the background for that. So let me grab my anti-static powder tool for this and my embossing ink. Okay. So I'm putting down some anti-static powder so that my ink doesn't stick where I don't want it to. And I'm going to go ahead and just use some of my Wow Clear Embossing ink. I'm going to stamp it down a couple of times because since it's clear, you can't really see it. And I'm never 100% sure whether or not I've got enough ink down. I can see it a little bit on this background, but not a ton. Okay, one more time should do it because I can see it a little bit better, and it does look like it is wetting the paper, which is exactly what I want it to do. Now I will bring out my little tray that I do my embossing in and cover that little bit with some gold embossing powder. That looks great. I've got a little bit that looks like it is sticking above that, and I'm not sure exactly why, but that's okay. I'm just going to brush that off with a dry brush, and then grab out my heat tool. And I can tell this has got a little bit of a curve. See that? But that is still totally fine. Nobody is really going to notice. Okay, let's go ahead and heat it up. And I love the look of embossing as it melts. That is just too pretty. Okay, now I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do my ribbon, and this one I'm going to have with the sentiment warrior. I'm going to do the same thing using some gold embossing powder on there. I think that will be super pretty. So first I need to make sure I have it so it's going to stick where I want it. Okay. And then I'm just going to place that right about there, right in the middle of my ribbon. Think that will look good, and pick it up. And I want to make sure that it's stuck well to my mat because I want to be able to double, triple stamp it like I did the last time with the other sentiment. So I'm going to go ahead and add some embossing ink on there. And this time it looks like it went down really, really, really well. And I'm going to stamp it one more time. I'm going to hold it. I may hold it with my my tweezers while I heat that up. So I don't want to burn my hands. I think that's going to look pretty good. There is a little bit extra on the W because that ink was a little bit, it did kind of go a little bit overboard, but that is still okay too. Okay, let's go ahead and heat this one up. I think that is going to be just so pretty. We get this out of the way and then we can start assembling the card. Okay, I changed my mind. I decided that I want to have a gold mat behind this. So this panel is already at 4 by 5 1/4, so I'm going to cut an additional 1/4 inch off. That way I can put some of that gold cardstock behind it, and that will give me that really pretty edge. So this one needs to be cut down to 4. And yeah, I'll cut that edge off. Just double check and making sure that other side is pretty much square. So go 4 inches by 5 1/2. Looks like that was pretty much perfect size. Awesome. So now I'm going to go ahead and add this down onto that panel, and that is going to be so pretty. To do that, I'm going to be using some foam tape. Just add a little bit of foam to the back to give it a little bit of dimension. Going to add a little bit of liquid glue to the back so that it will give me a little bit of wiggle room. And one reason that I'm using the foam tape is that when I'm using this mirror cardstock from Spellbinders, it doesn't really like to stick to anything, so it does take a little bit of extra. Okay, I'm going to say that that is going to be good enough, because otherwise I'm going to mar too much of that pretty foil. Okay, next I'm going to add that to my card base. I don't want to go, you know, too thick on my card, so I'm just going to add some dot runner here. This is an experiment because I'm not real sure how well it's going to stick. I'm trying to make sure I don't go all the way to the edge though, because this is not going to be going all the way to the edge. But I am putting a generous amount of that adhesive down. So now we've got, this is the top, so that means it needs to go towards the top. And I'm going to try to put this down with just that little bit of about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. There we go. That looks good. And I'm going to put a little bit of foam on the back of my ribbon because, yeah, I have to. But since I'm using this thin foam tape, it's not going to put too much thickness or too much dimension on there. As long as I don't have my tape covering up or layering up on top of each other. Okay. Okay, I'm going to just take off all of that release paper, and then I can put it down on my card front. There we go. And that's going to finish up this card. I mean, it is quick and easy and simple, but I really like the look of it. The pattern paper gives it a little bit of texture in the background and doesn't pull away any of the attention away from that beautiful ribbon. I absolutely love that. Well, you guys have a wonderful day. Be sure to check out that Instagram hop. I will leave a link to my Instagram down below, and there'll be more information about the hop and everything on that post once I get that all up for you guys. You guys have a wonderful day. Check out this playlist for more videos where I'm using Scrappy Tails products, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you guys. See you later.